Monster Mash. Bobby Morris, Pickett, Vintage Sound 93.1 FM. It seemed appropriate to play that song with our next guest, who looks like he hasn't slept in 3 weeks, although he probably hasn't. Every year it gets bigger and better, and he helps out people in need, and I love this guy. He's one of a kind. He knows everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Stinky, Troy Philpott. Hey, man.
Hello.
Oh, my God. Are you asleep right now?
No.
What happened?
Morning, Tony.
Are you awake? I can't even see your eyes.
I got. Well, what we.
You're sick too?
Yeah, I got.
I
got poison oak and
oh my
sumac.
gosh!
I had to go to the doctor 2 days ago and get medicine because I was at work. My eyes almost swelled shut. And so actually, that's not what it is. I'm just that tired,
dude.
From working so hard.
No, I saw on Facebook that you were sick, and I'm like, how can this guy be sick? This is his time of year. This is it.
I said in the hospital, in the doctor's office, I'm thinking, oh, this is not good.
Oh man! All right, so Stinky's House of Horrors, 911 East 11th Street here in Muscatine. Muscatine's only locally owned and operated haunted house. That's actually Stinky's house. That you turn into a haunted house on Halloween only.
Yep.
You don't accept money. Nope. You accept non-perishable food donations.
That's right.
How many years is this for you?
If you count from the very start of actually doing some type of a haunt, this will be our 19th year.
Holy smokes.
Past few years, I'm going to say 5-6 years, we've been accepting food. Other than that, we was just doing it for the fun.
Yeah.
But it steadily grew. I'm going to say probably 33% every year since the very first time we had a stack of a bale of hay, 10 bales of hay, 2 walls with a tarp over it, and me chained in a chair. That's where it started. Then we enclosed Mom and Dad's porch with plastic. Then we kind of slowly took over the garage down at Mom and Dad's. Moved out, got my own place. Then just now it's wide open.
Oh, dude. So I saw a picture on Facebook like a week and a half ago or longer, and it was just a bunch of wood.
Oh.
So what have you been doing?
Oh, we've been building this year.
What are you building? Everybody's shaking their head that's in here.
We built... We went big this year.
Okay.
But we built a building for a clown house. We built an extension onto the garage.
Wow.
For a bigger execution chamber.
Nice.
Because some of the props that we're using now are too big to go in any building.
Okay.
So we figured we'd just expand out a little bit. We were up till 2, 3 in the morning. Paint. There's 10, 11 o'clock. We're outside with the Wagner air painter. We're painting walls, and we paint the inside with big clown faces.
Awesome. So if you don't like clowns, you might not want to.
This is by far the best clown house we've had, hands down.
This is awesome.
I threw a couple pictures on the internet last night, just little sneak peeks of a few things, just so people know what they're going to get. But I didn't show them any of the really good parts of the haunt.
So what's the reaction been? Because I don't think I saw those. I'm going to pull up your Facebook right now.
All right.
Is it? And I don't mind clowns. So, but how far down are we? Oh, that looks cool. Look at that.
Terry drew all of those.
Oh, that is sweet. Oh, that's going to be great. Oh man. So you're really going for broke this year.
Oh yeah,
which is what happens every year, though. I mean, it keeps getting bigger and better.
We had a lot of donations. You know, everybody wants it to grow every year, and it all takes money. I mean, just out of my pocket, just this past maybe week and a half, I probably spent $600-700 of my own money.
Wow,
on it. And obviously, I'm not rich, but when you see the final product, it's easily worth everything.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot of donations this year. People just helping out, wanting to put their name. I've started putting names on rooms and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, you sponsor me. A lot of the 2x4s were sponsored by Amber's Daycare in Wapello.
Awesome.
So we named it Amber's Day Scare. Monty Ryan came up with the name. We were trying to think of a cool name. I was like,
Amber's Day Scare.
We added one letter and it was perfect.
God, I love
Can't
you.
get much better than that. But yeah, It's
awesome, isn't it?
Oh, we're gonna corral them this year.
Okay.
Normally trying to bring people up from like a few, the one single little, 2 to 4 people,
small groups
whatever
at a time, right?
Well, it was getting kind of a pain
because you have so many people. Yeah.
So now we're gonna bring them up in groups of like 8
Nice.
to 12.
Great.
And we're gonna bring them up, and we're gonna lock them in our hog pen. got ourselves a nice man-eating hog
boy.
up there.
Oh,
with
boy.
a nice old sparking axe that he's gonna corral the humans. And
Don't give it all away over here. All right, you gotta keep
it's the first thing. I mean, you're scaring me. So
Okay.
it's not really giving anything away. How am I supposed to describe it?
So, you're only open tomorrow, Halloween. Yep. Now Halloween is on a Saturday, Stinky.
I know
it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be. We're gonna stay open later. I'm gonna say I tried to put a time on it, but I never really know.
Yeah.
When it's going to get dark.
Sure.
But I try to tell everybody, come when it's dark. We've had people line up at 5 o'clock. You're going to be waiting there for like an hour and a half.
Whoa.
It's like, don't do that.
Dusk.
Go take your kids trick or treat.
Yeah.
Get it all done. If you have time, stop by. If you're a younger teenager, raid mom and dad's
pantry.
They won't miss one can.
No, they won't. So this is what it's all about. So all of this work and all of this for the haunted house, but at the core, again, there's no money to get through. It's a non-perishable food donation.
Yep.
You collect. Did you bring 4 tons last year?
No, we had.
How much was it? It was a lot. What I'm getting at.
It was like 3,700 pounds. I think.
Unbelievable.
It's like I get to the point where it's always nice to count, but I told him, I said, you know what? I said, I really don't like counting it. And they said, why? I said, well, what if I get that one year that I don't do as good as I did last year? I said, I'm going to be very disappointed,
right?
And I'm going to go write a check because it'll bother me that bad because I just can't have that happen.
It's super cool though. So all this food that's collected at Stinky's House of Horrors, 911 East 11th Street tomorrow, is brought out to Freezing for Food when we're at the truck.
Yep.
In the Hy-Vee parking lot. This year it's like November 30th through December 4th. And when you guys show up, it's crazy. We've been on TV with you guys with the truck when you had the coffin full of food. Last year it was just a big old truck.
Yeah,
and we backed
a little bit bigger than our coffin.
It was awesome though.
Yeah, we had to borrow a dually to bring it last year.
And that was sweet. And all of the food, again, stays local and goes right from, so think of it this way. You bring something to Stinky's House of Horrors tomorrow, and then it eventually makes its way right down to the Muscatine Salvation Army Food Pantry. So that's an immediate impact that people can have, isn't it?
It's a big donation, and I get to pay people that say, "Oh, thanks for your donation." It's I just do something I was enjoying doing for free. It's the people at Muscatine who show up every single Halloween, that are doing the donations.
Sure.
Yeah, they're basically in a weird way paying for it, but that's not what it's about. It's about they show up. It's simple. It's easy. It's cheap.
Yep.
And when you see the final product, and the cool thing about it is the past couple of years, how we've gotten other small businesses. We had Hy-Vee and Farm Bureau and Ocean Recycling and Refuge.
Yeah.
All doing these little things to help me out, which helps you. The Freezing for Food campaign.
Yeah.
And the more I can include everybody else, they can start their own little things just like I did.
It's awesome.
And that's kind of my goal that,
Yeah.
hey, I want to get bigger. And I think all these little things, they say, you know what? Next year we got to do this and we need to do something to help Stinky out with this.
Right.
And they can start doing their own thing and have fun with it and getting people interested in it.
It's all for a good cause.
Yep.
So, yes, getting people excited and motivated to do something is great. So, again, if you want to go through a man-made, and from these pictures, it's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
Haunted house here in Muscatine, 911 East 11th Street, Stinky's House of Horrors. There was a line last year. There was a line the year before.
There'll
be a line tomorrow. No matter what we say, you're going to be packed.
And we've had lines up to a block and a half long from the house. One year.
Might as well just go stand at Family Video.
Exactly.
Right?
Well,
right there.
People know they're going to be waiting in line, so they go uphill. That way, when they're getting tired, they're just kind of rolling downhill toward the entrance. But something
awesome.
really something really awesome and everything. And like I told my sister and everything that I was going to say something about it. We got an early head start on the food drive this year because most everybody knows my dad passed away about 3-4 weeks ago, and my sisters and my mom and everybody got an idea, instead of accepting flowers at his wake and everything, that they would they wanted people to bring a non-perishable food to help me out. I never thought I would bawl so many times every time somebody bring a can of food.
Yeah.
But I waited the other day, only the food that was brought, and there was 1,100 pounds.
Holy cow!
Already donated, and we haven't even started the hunt yet.
That is incredible.
And I was like, well, I said and it means so much. But I couldn't believe how many people. It almost makes me speechless and everything. And it just,
man, your dad's got to be so proud, right? I mean, 1,100. Wow. And that isn't even including what's going to happen tomorrow.
Nope. I hope. Obviously, I hope we go above that.
Oh, you will.
We had about a 1,200 pound donation gave to us last year.
I remember that.
And we haven't got I don't think the company's actually in Muscatine right now.
Sure.
But we haven't heard anything from them, and I don't push the subject.
We'll see what happens.
If they show up, great. If they don't,
you're going to be okay.
That's all right.
The Muscatine community is going to have your back.
I know they will. They always do every year. And with you guys' support, and with all the radio commercials this year, getting Alice Cooper, it's just.
Hey,
Alice! My head grew the size of like the Great Pumpkin.
I'm surprised you could fit in here. Alice Cooper totally knows about Stinky's House of Horrors from when we saw him, and he loved the idea.
Yeah,
he legitimately talked to Fry for several minutes about it, and that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, we even have Terry from New Zealand, and Tony, I'm telling you, she does decorates her house for Halloween and everything up. Similar to me, I go a little bit. Hers, I think, probably stays up longer than mine does. But
that's
she
awesome.
does all this in New Zealand.
I know. And now, wait, Terry, so you're here talking to this microphone right here. So how long of a flight was it, by the way, from New Zealand to Muscatine, Iowa?
I stopped in California.
Okay.
But I slept through most of it, so I couldn't tell you how long.
Nice. So you got a little bit of a rest. That's cool. So what do you think so far of the Stinky's House of Horrors? Are you excited for tomorrow?
Yes.
Are you going to be working in the haunted house?
Yes.
Do you want to say what you're going to be doing?
No.
Okay.
I have been working 3 months on my costume.
Holy cow.
It's
I managed
the best
to
costume
bring
ever.
my costume over along with several severed limbs in my luggage from New Zealand and get through customs.
Perfect.
With
no problems.
Full of cockroaches and rats.
And she's not even lying.
Oh my
How would you like to see that suitcase come from customs?
The only thing customs go, yep. Not a problem.
Right.
Why have you got Vegemite in your bag?
Really, Vegemite was the only thing they had a problem with?
They had a problem with.
Oh, that's amazing. So, Terry, how did you stumble upon this podcast? Is that where this started? Or is that how you guys... No, you knew each other... Haunters Hangout in St. Louis?
Haunters Hangout.
Okay, I thought you just stumbled on the podcast.
Yeah,
no,
we knew each other before.
There's a discussion on...
there's a page
on Haunters Hangout on Facebook about Trans World in St. Louis. And I think that's where...
A bit before that, but...
okay.
And then I found out he was into racing as well, because I'm a mechanic.
Nice.
And, yeah, we just headed off big time, talking about all sorts of
That's so cool that you're here for this.
It's the only woman I've ever talked to about shock valving and everything like that.
You don't have to tell me.
Most people don't even know what that is. I'm like, it's just weird.
I have no idea what any of that meant.
We've been talking for a good long while. And
Cool.
They've been having a running joke saying it's all fun and games till somebody buys a plane ticket.
Oh, my gosh.
We bought a plane ticket.
That's so cool. You're here.
Yeah, she
The only reason
stays
I
at the
came
house
to
and
Iowa was to work in the haunt.
That is amazing.
well, that's the thing is who comes
Didn't want to see him.
Who comes to New Zealand from New Zealand?
Actually, no, I came for Tammy.
You came for Tammy.
yeah.
Tammy's here too. Yeah. So you came to Iowa for a local haunted house.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Because of its values.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
And you haven't even seen it in full
Actually,
swing.
no, I really wanted to meet you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
See, I told you you're famous.
Only in New Zealand, right? So
our
that's
podcast
cool.
is famous in New Zealand.
Let's not turn this
I've
into a
got
commercial
every
for the
episode
podcast.
Of the podcast on
Do
my
you?
laptop.
Yeah.
When I get bored.
Yeah, you count
I'll
the
put
swear
it on
words,
and I go,
don't you?
"Hmm."
Yeah. Count
Hey,
the
look, it's me again.
count the
It's
words
me.
you
Oh,
can't
look.
say on the radio in that podcast. All right, Stinky's House of Horrors, 911 East 11th Street, tomorrow night only. Halloween. It's Halloween on a Saturday. It's very
Yes.
big for everybody, yourself included. Non-perishable food donation gets you through. It is appropriate for all ages.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean,
You're gonna get scared.
yeah. There's a.
Yeah.
I mean, there's gonna be a lot of blood and guts.
Let's not give it all away now. Terry.
Well, it's a haunt.
Yeah.
There is.
I hope Muscatine likes clowns.
Oh, boy, there's so many
I'm
people
gonna
that
have
don't
some
like clowns.
fun with you guys.
Tammy looks uneasy over there.
I'm
Do you
gonna
like clowns?
Have some fun.
Tammy is so.
She doesn't.
I'm like beyond Tony. I'm beyond stressed out, and Tammy is like, I think she's taking it all over me. She when to come over last night. I just can't do it. It's too much.
It's super
I've been doing this
creepy.
for 3 weeks. No.
Yeah. How many volunteers are helping you out really quick? You don't
know,
have to
Tony,
name them all, but you got a ton.
I wish
Yeah.
I could remember all because
got a lot.
I've probably had about 20, 30 volunteers.
I mean, from
All-
doing
just-
things like raking
yeah,
leaves to
I come home last night and that's the coolest thing.
crazy. Yeah.
Patty was there last
Yeah,
night.
shout out to
and-
Patty. She
yep,
did 4
she-
hours raking
4
leaves
hours of
yesterday,
raking.
and she goes, "I'm hungry."
Can you send her to my backyard?
You bet
I
I
got
can.
leaves everywhere.
Yep. They
Yeah, go ahead.
I got off work and I get there and there's like 2 or 3 adults there. And I thought they were joking around when she said something about it. And about 7 kids
Okay.
all raking my leaves when I got home from work. I'm like,
That's
whoa,
awesome.
I tell you what, it pulls at the old the heart chains or where
Heartstrings, yeah.
the heartstrings and everything like that. I'm like, wow, that was pretty awesome. And then her husband came over later on when there was a little bit, and he brought a big old leaf blower because it's hard to move our leaves sometimes
Yeah.
with leaf blower. Well, after they had raked everything, he came over and he kind of finished it all up with the blower. And
That's awesome.
I was like, wow, you come home and there's like 12 people on your hillside
Right.
raking for you. So, we got pizza for them and.
You got a lot of support,
it
man.
it was awesome. I didn't even expect it, And you see after they were done, because there was some little kids there. They're kind of just peeking in. There and everything. Some of them, I scared a few of them while they were
That's
just standing
awesome.
there. Had
You
give
had
them
to do it.
A little taste of it.
Oh, I love it. Well, I guess all I have to do is turn my garage into a haunted house and I get my leaves raked. Is that it? Right? Tony's Garage of
how else
Horrors. You have so many leaves.
If you ever
Oh
see,
my-
if you ever see my
Yes,
yard,
I
it's
have.
easier to build a haunted house than just rake my yard by myself.
Oh, I love it. All right, here we go. Stinky's House of Horrors. Once again, 911 East 11th Street in Muscatine. Tomorrow night only. Non-perishable food donation. Everything collected will be donated during Freezing for Food for the Muscatine Salvation Army Food Pantry. It's frightening for food, Stinky, because scaring is
Caring.
just like Alice Cooper said. Thank you for coming in.
You bet. Thank you for having us. Thank you for supporting us.
No, it's the least we can do.
Ever since you guys started supporting us and doing radio commercials for us, I mean, I walk down to my hill and look up the thing, and I can see what the radio has done for us, and
I
the
appreciate
amount
that.
of people that show up, and it's awesome. That's it. Awesome.
It's a blast. Terry from New Zealand, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you just say this for me real quick before you go? Just real quick. You got a cool accent. Just say you're listening to Tony Tone on Vintage Sound. Go ahead.
This is Terry from New Zealand listening to Tony Tone on Vintage Sound.
Nice. I wish we all had cool accents like
I
that. We
know.
just sound like we're from Iowa, hey.
Yeah, do we have an accent to you?
Probably. I'm from Chicago. I have a little bit of it left
Hey, look,
over.
my dad's married an American, so I've listened to it like this.
Yeah, her dad is looking
All
He's
the time.
He is an awesome man. You can see where she gets it from.
I love it. All right, Stinky's House of Horrors tomorrow. Keep listening to the radio. Hear the fantastic commercials for it and support a great cause.